All right, y'all. It's your boy. I'm back again with another video, and the Pels take a beating to Miami. Uh, I'm not gonna get into the score. I'm not even gonna dig too deep in the stats. Zion had 32, Bi had 28, Lonzo had 6 points, 6 assists. Shot terribly from the field, 2 of 8. Uh, didn't get to the free throw line. All of his shots, I believe, were threes. Uh, I think Stan a little while ago said that all of his guards went 5 of 25 uh, from three. you know, um, look, man, I told y'all earlier. I said I thought Steven Adams could contain Bam, and he did for the most part. Uh, Jimmy didn't play much. He got hurt and set out the entire second half. Um, this goes back to what I told you guys. I said if Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero go off, this game is gonna be trouble. This game can get out of hand. And sure enough, Duncan Robinson did exactly that. Now they kind of clamped him in the second half. Credit to Zoe and Bi, for their efforts there. Which is what even allowed them to get close to getting back in the game. Like the third quarter was Bi Zoe, and Zoe wasn't even taking shots. Zoe Zoe was 2 or 3 in the beginning, and after that he couldn't hit anything. That was it. He uh he only took like he had 6 shots going into the fourth quarter, and he only took the last two like within the last like minute and a half of the game or so. Um, so really I don't. I'm trying to think. I don't even think he took a shot in the third quarter. Like I think no, he took he took like three shots. I think it was bad. It was bad. Duncan Robinson took over and they couldn't do shit. But it wasn't. To be honest, the game wasn't bad initially. What happened was after the starters got pulled, Bi, Lonzo, and Steven Adams. Bench just gave the game away. They were down at one point by I believe like 23 points. It was crazy. But by the time Lonzo and the rest of them came back in, they were down 16. You know, Melly took 4 shots, couldn't hit shit. Josh Hart couldn't hit shit. JJ Redick was like 1 of 7 today. He couldn't hit a motherfucking thing. You know, Jackson Hayes was just giving them, you know, lanes. Zion was ineffective as fuck. He couldn't like he defensively he wasn't good. He was helping when he didn't need to be helping. He lost this man. It was just bad. It was just fucking bad. And again, it's funny. I said this in a video. I said, we're gonna see how people respond when they lose a game due to defense. They didn't even get it to the fucking halftime. Hold on, let me turn this stuff off because I don't want these interruptions for my video again. They didn't even get to halftime. People were talking about fire Stan Van Gundy. Look, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping about that. It's gonna take time, right? I even told you guys, don't worry about Zoe. If Zoe don't get it cranking immediately, give him 15 to 20 games to get his feet under the rug. He did excellent Wednesday, or was it Tuesday? Whenever that fucking game was, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. He did excellent Wednesday. Fantastic. Today, not so much. Didn't really attack. He just spotted up, and partly I think that was because Bi was doing such a good job playmaking and running point that he decided to space the floor and play defense. Um, and I think after the first game, Bi got empowered to run point. in the half court, and they just weren't making shots. Some of that has to do with Miami's defense, but they were also playing iso ball. Ball movement stopped. Uh, it was just not a good time if you were a Pels fan today. But again, I'm not tripping about this. This is a loss to a team that was in the NBA Finals, um, and you got a new system, a lot of changeover. Uh, it was an early morning game. It was 11. Uh, I'm okay with this. This is, to me, this ain't a bad loss. I mean, it's a bad loss in terms of how they lost, but it's not a bad loss. Again, I told you guys from way back in the season, teams with deep front courts, they didn't really have a big front court. But what they do have, or what they did have, was a better bench, and that was on display. Uh, there was really nothing to be had. Like, there was no competition. Their bench came in and mollywopped us. It was just, I really don't know what else to say. Um, and credit to Bi and Lonzo for trying to get us back in the game. They got it down, and Zion too, but Zion was giving away points. You know, and Bledsoe was horrible. Bledsoe, I think at one point Bledsoe was like 0 for 6. It was ridiculous, and I don't know why he's taking all these damn threes. We know the nigga can't shoot. We know he can't shoot. Why is he taking all these damn threes? But it is what it is. I think he finished the game like 1 for 7. Again, I didn't care. This is one of those games where I don't want to even look at the fucking stats. I mean, the turnovers were up there. They had like 17 turnovers this game, which is an improvement from the other game. They didn't have 27, which is fine. They out rebounded them, but I think they shot 50% from the field and like damn near 60% from three or something like that. I know at one point it was like 60 something percent. I looked at it. I know that shit for a fact. But here's the thing. Here's his problem, right? When you're down early, if like the effort you have to put in to catch to get the score caught up is gonna wane on you. And in the late game, they just didn't have any legs. Like they let him sit as like Stan let him sit as long as they could, but then he had to put Bi and Zoe back in. And by then they just didn't have the legs. They couldn't hit shit. It is what it is. You can't blow a lead like that. Like that's gonna be like between the wings and the ability, like in the front, because that's a front court issue. It's the roster construction issue overall. But between all of that and in the bench, it's really just a roster issue. Um, no matter how I want to look at it. Like I can say they're not going to be good against huge front courts all day, but why aren't they good? Is it because they're just bad? No, it's just they don't have the personnel. When you look at this team, they don't have the personnel. Sure, Bledsoe fits, but Bledsoe isn't the piece they need. They need a Cam Reddish. Like they need honestly, they really need like a Cam Reddish, someone they could have got in the draft, which is why I made that video. And I didn't my videos earlier, and I didn't say this stuff, but you could have had Cam Reddish as the deep bay. Cam Reddish, you would have had over Jackson Hayes or no, and Cam Reddish would be much more effective for this team. Um, you wouldn't even need to have a Bledsoe in that case. And Sadiq Bey could come in off the bench and give you, everything you needed. And it's to me, it's just one of those situations where it's like, man, you could have had so many other players. Bo was still available. If you needed a center, you could have got Bo could have played, center in some and off the bench, even though that's not his thing. But you could play him at the five, and he could space the floor, and you can even use like he's very good defensively and stuff. He's not even getting played right now in Denver. Players you could have got. Um, Kira Lewis, he's not playing. And I know Stan Van Gundy at the end of the game said, "Hey, I should have used my bench more because my guys were tired." And he mentioned it for the exact same reasons I put in this video. Now, I put this on Twitter before Stan said this. It's crazy how a lot of the stuff that I say, Stan says. Not just Stan, but other coaches. So I'm not trying to toot my horn too much, but I'm telling you guys, I see this shit happening in game, and it's ridiculous. Lonzo didn't attack too much today. Um, I'll say this: this is this first game, and like even including preseason, this first game where he didn't take too many shots. He barely got to 8. Josh Hart had more shot attempts than him off the bench. That shit can't happen. Like that shit ain't supposed to happen. Steven Adams only had like 3 attempts. Steven Adams definitely needs to be getting like at least 5 to 6. Feed the big man. I get and Brandon Ingram I think had 19 and Zion had like 18 or 17. They took a healthy amount of shots, but I told you guys those two are gonna get the bulk of the shots. This shouldn't surprise you. Like some of this stuff shouldn't surprise you when you look at this shit. Um, but it is what it is. The Pels got to do better. They got to do better on defense. Yeah, they got to trim down on the turnovers and stuff. Yada yada yada. But the Pels really have to figure out their rotation. Um, Melly has been terrible. Jackson Hayes, he's a project, but he has been terrible. At, I put it like this, and I like Jackson Hayes, but Jackson Hayes has been so bad that I almost wish we had Jaleel Okafor. Because if you're not gonna play defense, at least put someone out there that can put points on the board. If you're not gonna play defense, which is the main thing we need you for, like you might as well have kept Jaleel Okafor, you know. And it's Kira Lewis, you drafted with the 13th pick. He's not seen the court. I understand, you usually limit your rotations. I don't think I would have wanted to see Kira. I would have loved to have seen all this game. Uh, and I seen some people were asking about like why we haven't seen now. No, somebody I would have wanted to see. Uh, especially when you're trying to when nobody else can hit a shot, go ahead and put Now in. Now it's been good to get buckets. Now can give you a spark. He can change the floor of the game. Definitely put Now in. But with a team like Miami, like it's nothing you can do. They leave Duncan Robinson open. You know, uh, pick and roll coverage was bad. There's so many different things. They did some things well, um, but not enough to warrant a whole conversation about. They did. I can make a whole video about the shit they did bad. Hell, that's damn near what this video is about. But they just they wet the bed. Now I believe the next game is against the Spurs. I am going to give a pregame synopsis, but I'm not going to, at least in this video, because I haven't paid attention to the Spurs. I'm not going to get into detail about the Spurs. Um, I don't watch the Spurs like that. I know. I'll say this. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little sneak peek. With the Spurs, you can't have turnovers. They punish you. They punish you heavily. They had about the same amount of turnovers, just about as Miami today, but free throws, they were hitting them for the most part. They didn't get to the line as much as last game. Um, they didn't lose the game there. Like literally, they lost the game because they had no flow to their offense and their defense was spotty, and their bench couldn't give you shit. You know, their bench, you know, was just better. You know, it's sad when Zion had played 20 minutes in the first half alone. He basically only sat for 4 minutes. He basically played the entire damn quarter. And Bi played, I think, the entire third quarter. Like, it's a shame you got to run these guys till there's nothing left just to give yourself a chance to try to win the game. But again, what happens? This is going to be a repeat offense. If the starting lineup cannot get a lead, 9 times out of 10, unless JJ and Josh Hart, or there's got to be at least two guys off the bench playing extremely well, you're not going to get anything. And I'm going to go ahead and shrink that down. Unless Josh Hart is playing extremely well on both ends, like Josh Hart is going to have to be a defensive player to get candidate level defender when he comes in. Because right now, your rotation, you're bringing in Melly, Josh Hart, and JJ. And you're pulling either Lonzo or Bledsoe out first to have another guard in when those guys come in, right? So between that and then you got Melly and Hayes, you're not getting like just the way they've been playing. No defense from Hayes, no defense from Melly, no defense from JJ, right? That means 60% of your lineup is no defense. And he's usually been pulling Zion first and putting him back in with them. So guess what? No defense, right? That's it's not going to get you anything. And you can play Bi at point guard all day if you want, but you're limiting Lonzo's effectiveness too. Like Bi needs the ball, so does Lonzo need the ball at this point, and that's going to be a cause for contention. Not necessarily between them, but like Lonzo's going to look bad some games because his stats aren't going to be up to par because he's not using the ball and he's not making plays. Now he got his 6 assists today, but Bi has been looking better in a pick and roll because of his gravity. And Lonzo has helped in that regard too because Lonzo was knocking down shots for him. But Lonzo without the ball is going to prevent him from taking those mid-range shots and using some of those other tools he worked on. He's going to need the ball. He's going to need to operate in the pick and roll. Uh, so that go like with my video earlier. Like I said, I'm giving Lonzo some time because he barely used anything today. He really he took so few shots. He didn't really he wasn't all that aggressive to be honest. Um, the motherfucker really only took threes today. Like I can't even, I can't even defend that. Like, bruh, you got to use the entire court. You know, Zion can only use the interior of the court. If you're only going to use three, the perimeter, like you're not helping. You have to be willing to dominate the ball a little bit and take charge and attack. You know, at least put pressure on them, you know, like he didn't get to the line today. That was something I was looking for. Lonzo didn't even get to the line because he didn't attack. He didn't try. you know, um, it is what it is. This is just a funky ass game, But you know, post them stats, Bleacher Report. I gotta be consistent. I know I didn't post my other video. Um, I thought I did, but I did the post game reaction for uh, Toronto the other day. I'm trying to decide if I should even post it because it's been too late. It's been a couple days. But in that video, I was like, post them stats, Bleacher Report. Check on Bleacher Report, make sure they post them stats. But we gotta be consistent. Hey, post those stats. Post his terrible game. He did well defensively. I give him credit for that, but I ain't gonna lie. I don't give a shit that you did good defensively because you have so much else available that even if you had played slightly less or a little bit less defense, I would have rather had some of that offense too. You know. And so now we gonna hear the chatter. Oh, there you go, triple single. We gonna hear the chatter. Y'all know they finna come out and start talking their shit. So it is what it is. Y'all be prepared for that. But we know what the game is. So we gonna see. we gonna see. Do y'all lay down against San Antonio or do y'all show up? Miami lost their first game, so they was gonna be hungry to get that win. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say. We'll see what happens. Y'all got San Antonio, so don't let us down. But it's your boy. Y'all have a good one. Peace.